There is something you need to hear today, something that may change the way you look at your life forever. The pain you survived, the tears nobody saw, the loneliness you endured, the disappointments that nearly broke you, the failures that made you question yourself. None of it may have been meaningless because your story can heal others. Think about that for a moment, the very experience you wish you could erase, the chapter of your life you rarely talk about, the wounds you try to hide. May someday become the reason someone else find hope. Many people believe that must become successful before they can inspire others. They think they need wealth, they think they need fame, they think they need fame, they think they need a perfect life. But that is not how healing works. People are rarely healed by perfection. People are healed by honesty. People are healed when they realize that are not alone. And nobody can offer that gift better than someone who has walked through pain and survived. Somewhere right now, there is a person crying silently in their room, a person who feels abandoned, a person who feels broken, a person who believes nobody understands what they are going through. And perhaps one day, when they hear your story, they will finally realize they are not alone. Imagine that. A struggle you once hated becomes someone's source of hope. A scar you once tried to hide becoming proof that healing is possible. A chapter that long destroyed you becoming the chapter that saves someone else. Life has a strange way to turning wounds into wisdom. But first, we must stop being ashamed of our struggle. Many people spend years hiding their pains. They wear masks. They pretended everything is fine. They smile when they are hurting. They laugh when they feel empty. And while there is nothing wrong with being private, there is danger is believing your struggle make you less valuable. They do not. Your struggle are part of your story and your story matters. Think about the people who have inspired you most. Was it their perfection? Was it their courage to keep going despite imperfection? Most likely it was their resilience, their honesty, their humanity, because deep down people are not looking for superheroes. They are looking for evidence that survival is possible. They are looking for proof that pain does not last forever. They are looking for someone who can say, I know what darkness feels like. I know what failure feels like. I know what heartbreak feels like. And I made it through. Those words carry power because they come from experience, no theory, no imagination, experience. There is a difference between someone who has read about storm and someone who has survived one. The survivor speaks differently. The survivor understands differently. The survivor contacts differently. And if you have survived difficult seasons in your life, then you possess something valuable. You possess wisdom earned through experience. You possess wisdom earned through experience, wisdom that may help another person continue. Perhaps you survived rejection. Perhaps you survived poverty. Perhaps you survived loneliness. Perhaps you survived grief. Perhaps you survived betrayal. Perhaps you survived years of feeling invisible. Whatever your struggle was, you learned something from it, you grew through it, you changed because of it, and those lessons have value. Many years ago, a man was asked how he becomes so wise. He smiled and replied, through mistakes. The person asked, and how did you learn from mistakes? He answered, by making them. There is a lesson in that. Our greatest teacher are often our hardest experience. Pain teach, failure teach, loss teach, struggle teach. Not because suffering is good, but because growth often happens inside difficulties. The challenge is that while we are suffering, we rarely see the purpose. When we are in the middle of the storm, all we see in rain, all we feel is fear, all we know is uncertainty. But later, much later, we sometimes discover that this storm shaped us into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone more compassionate, someone capable of helping others, and that is why your story matters. Not because it is perfect, but because it is real. Real stories change lives. Real stories give hope. Real stories remind people that they are not alone. Think about a candle. A candle does not lose its light by lighting another candle. Instead, the room becomes brighter. The same is true for hope. When you share hope, you do not lose it, you multiply it. When you encourage others, you strengthen yourself. When you help someone stand, you often stand taller as well. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is, I have been there. Those three words have rescued countless people from despair. I have been there. Not because they solve every problem, but because they remove isolation. They remind people they are not fighting alone. Loneliness is one of the heaviest burden a human being can carry. It convinces people nobody understand, nobody care, nobody see them, but one honest story can destroy that life. One honest testimony can restore hope. One honest conversation can change a life. You may never fully know how many people your story could help. A kind word may stay in someone's memory for years. A simple message may arrive exactly when someone needs it most. A story you almost did not share may become someone's reason for continuing. Never underestimate the impact of your experience. You don't have to reach million. You may only reach one person. But what if that one person is one on the edge of giving up? What if that one person needs exactly the lesson you learned? What if your story becomes the bridge between their pain and their healing? That matters. That matters more than you know. The world often celebrates achievement, awards, money, status, recognition, but some of the greatest contributions are invisible. A life changed, a heart encouraged, a soul uplifted, a person saved from despair. Those victories rarely make headlines, but they matter deeply, and often they begin with someone's willing to share their journey, someone's willing to say, I struggled too. I doubted myself too. I cried too. I failed too, but I kept going. There is incredible power in that honesty because healing begins where shame ends. The moment we stop hiding our scars, we discover they can become sources of strength. The moment we stop hiding our scars, we discover they can become source of strength. Scars tell a story. They say, I was wounded, I suffered, I survived. That message gives hope. Every scar carries evidence of survival. Every healed wound carries proof that recovery is possible. Every difficult chapter carries lesson worth sharing. Maybe you think your story is not important enough. Maybe you believe nobody would care. Maybe you think your struggle are ordinary, but what feels ordinary to you may be extraordinary to someone else. The lesson you have learned could save years of pain for another person. The wisdom you have gained could provide direction for someone who feel lost. The hope you have found could help someone survive their darkest season. Never underestimate value of your journey. The world does not need more perfect people. The world needs more authentic people. People willing to be real. People willing to be honest. People willing to say, this is what I was. This is what I went through. This is what I learned. This is how I survived. Because authenticity creates connections, and connection creates healing. One day, someone will hear your story, maybe through a conversation, maybe through a video, maybe through a message, maybe through a book, maybe through a simple act of kindness. And when they do, they may discover the courage to continue. Not because you had all the answer, but because your story reminded them that survival is possible, that healing is possible, that growth is possible, that hope is possible. And perhaps that is one of the greatest purpose pain can serve, not to define us, not to destroy us, but to prepare us to help others. So if you are carrying scars today, do not ashamed of them. If you have survived difficult season, do not hide from them. If you have walked through darkness, do not forget what they learned there, because your story matter, your journey matter, your survival matter. And somewhere, perhaps at the very moment, there is someone who needs to hear exactly what you have lived through. Someone who needs proof or they can make it. Someone who needs hope. Someone who needs encouragement. Someone who needs light. And your story may be that light. The chapter that almost broke you may become the chapter that heals someone else. The pain that once made you cry may become the reason another person smiles again. The struggle you survived may become someone else's strength. So never believe your story is insignificant. Never believe your journey was wasted. Never believe your pain had no purpose. Because sometimes the most powerful medicines in the world is a human being who survived the storm and close to tell the story.